Some idiot forgot to unloop the video. Hello. I'm Grant. I'm a bird nerd. Oh, I haven't updated. This is going to be shambolic, folks. I've been playing around trying to get the simultaneous vertical streaming working so that I can stream to Facebook vertically, Instagram vertically, somewhere else. Can't remember. And while I was doing all of that, something messed up. So we're not going vertically at the moment, unfortunately. And it's thrown me off. Everything that I had kind of prepared, I'm a bit all over the place. Let me fix my screen because I'm not looking at the computer. I'm not looking at the lens, am I? I'm too busy looking over there, and it's getting a bit creepy. Let me do that. And my light stopped working just before I was ready to go live. So there we are. Hello, everyone. It's nice to see you. It's nice to be with you. Are you excited? I have to confess that I have been watching too much American political YouTube and consuming podcasts because I was so worried that for a number of weeks, and you probably detected it in my tone recently on streams. I think it's part of the reason that I was just feeling awful about things. Oh, by the way, tell me if the sound is better than on Saturday. Let me know. Okay, so it looks like there's a chance that we won't get the orange dictator in the US, and that terrified me because every environmental and conservation gain would have been rolled back, or will be rolled back if the crazy man gets in. And there was some reasonably good news in the UK with their election. Reasonably good in that the Conservatives are gone, and the first past the post system in the UK has meant that Labor has just unfettered power for the next 5 years in the UK, even though there is a large contingent of Liberal Democrats and a handful of left-leaning independents and Greens in their parliament. But they have no influence whatsoever because of the scale of the victory in the UK. So less bad. It's kind of like the situation in Australia where we've got a less bad centrist style government where conservation is not a priority. It's in the rhetoric, but it's not a priority. So hopefully there'll be some positive changes there. But I am quite excited by the rhetoric that I'm hearing coming out of the Kamala Harris campaign in regards to continuing and building upon the positive moves, particularly in green energy, that the Biden administration has made. So while we can be a bit excited by coconut fever, we have to reflect on the fact that yesterday was the hottest day recorded in human history. in the world. And I think the day before was the previous record. I'm not sure, but I think the previous day was the previous hottest day. Sense a pattern. Wildfires in oh no, can I get rid of that? Yes, I can. Let me just get up what's happening in Canada and the US. I mean, half of the world is on fire. Have a look at the most recent one. Al Jazeera. Here we go. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, I'll share that for you. Thanks for the Facebook love and the Facebook likes. Cami, that's a surprise. Hello. And Glenn, thank you. Now let me just get this picture up. It's not terribly, it's not large. Now this is the view from space. Numerous large wildfires rage across Canada, filling North American skies with smoke. Of course, most of the fires are in national parks, but they are also in the US, and the Canada ones are just about to hit a small town. There are fires raging around Europe, and of course it's not in the news because Olympics. Hey, Olympics. And I'm not very Olympic-y at the moment. Now, we did get a comment I just want to pull up because this is good. How are you, Murray? Have not seen Murray for a while in the chat. Nice to see you, Murray. You saw a pheasant kukul for the first time this morning. The Upper Gold Coast. Well, they're pretty common around there. Tell us, Murray, was it a male or was it a female? And were they doing breedy things? Were you seeing nesting material being carried around? Well, I've got a bird nesting outside my window, a spotted dove or Indian turtle dove, spotted ringneck, one of those. And while I was walking around the streets this morning, I saw a red wattlebird constructing a nest in a callistemon on the side of the road. So that was pretty good. Now, because nothing's working the way I want, I'm not going to stick around too long today. I'm going to use the time this afternoon to finally solve this simultaneous streaming issue, so that we can bring in our friends on Insta. Also want to tell you what I've been working on the last few days to get things up to where I've been wanting them to be. I've been working on the Substack and working on all those little articles that I've always been saying that I'm going to have available to download. And I'm also going to be doing short videos on that subject that we have been covering in Habitat Gardening. And I'm also going to start doing short videos on the bird emergency. I'm going to make an effort to build up these subscriber numbers. Murray, I agree with you. UK and France got the job right to keep the orange man out. Look, I guess on that we have to give some of the politicians. You know, you always hear people going on about how politicians only care about themselves and they never do the right thing. Blah blah blah. I'm pretty impressed with the way the French left, and I mean far left and centre left, and even the centre, even Macron's, President Macron's party, how they very quickly used the electoral system that they have to keep the far right out. So that was pretty impressive. The other impressive thing, I mean, it's all about politics, but those of you who have been in the live streams regularly know that I believe that everything to do with conservation has got to do with politics. You've got to fight for the money. You've got to have political power or influence to get allocated the money and the resources to actually get conservation done. So let's go back to one of the good things. I've got to say I'm impressed with Joe Biden stepping down, President Biden in the US. How many people can you think of who have had the top job in any political situation and they have stood down at a time where it is advantageous, beneficial for their party and therefore their constituency? Because this is what we often don't realise. And I've certainly been guilty of being hyperbolic when talking about politics. And sometimes we pick a team and we just and we cheer for that team rather than discuss. And I think sometimes that's applicable. Sometimes that's the right thing to do. That's applicable in the circumstances. But Biden stood down when he didn't have to. And I think most politicians wouldn't have. You think about the drubbing that the Conservatives took in the UK. Boris Johnson didn't go when he probably knew he should have, because they always think they can rescue the situation. That brought on Liz Truss, and terrible situation. Just a ham-fisted and ideological approach to running an economy, which backfired spectacularly. Leaving the Conservatives after the last election almost a spent force, but I'm not going to say that that's what's going to happen there. They'll come back, no doubt about it. But it may take 10 years. And in that time, you may have a terrible government because there's no checks on it. But in an Australian context, I can't think of any leaders in recent times. Bob Hawke stepped down for Paul Keating, but he didn't step down willingly. He didn't have the numbers. He was cooked. Now, Keating won an election after that. So that's one, but none of the Conservatives left, leaving their party in good shape. I can't think of another one. Jacinda Ardern left in New Zealand. Did she leave Labor in a better place, or did she leave it too late, or should she have hung on? Would the left, and certainly the conservation-minded left in New Zealand, be in a better position if she had have gone to the next election? I don't know, but I don't think she has. Well, I think it kind of proves my point. It's very rare, all right, and we'll get off politics or direct politics in a minute. It's pretty rare for a leader to step down when they still believe they still believe they're the saviour, that they can win, they can do it. So even though it's delusional, really, for a bloke who's 81 to be thinking that. That's what he did think, and in the end, he has done the right thing, and it has given the left, the centre left, a chance in the US, and that's what we need. We just need a chance because the world's on fire. All right, Murray. Murray's brought us back to birds. Good. A male single bird. Okay. Beautiful. And Murray's also made the point about drill, baby, drill. The drill, baby, drill mantra will not lower emissions. I've been watching some of these Trump rallies over the last year, or even 2 years, and I've watched them in full, and they are bizarre. He says the same things all the time, but in response to anything, they have this the USA chant, which I don't even know what it means in most contexts in these political rallies. I don't know what point they are emphasising in most cases. Is it shoot 'em up? Is it drill more oil? Is it lock up your political opponents? Is it something to do with sport? I don't know. It's it seems loopy to me the way that's the go-to chant at the Trump rallies. But he's still talking about sharks and batteries. He's still talking about Hannibal Lecter. The depressing thing is how weird politics has gone on the right side, and not even the far right, just the mildly right. There seems to be very little discussion about the really important in-your-face issues, right in-your-face issues. And if you're someone who keeps me company on these streams, you know that climate change, doing something about habitat retention is, my number one issue, and it's just not in the discussion. Anyway, look, got some good people coming up for interviews on the bird emergency. We've got Habitat Gardening this week, being tomorrow morning. Let me just look up at my whiteboard with all the appointments on it. August 12th, Hugh Possingham is joining me, Professor Hugh Possingham, to talk about the Biodiversity Council. If you're in Australia, you may know that that's it's been around about a year now, comprising some real conservation luminaries, Hugh being one. So we're going to talk. We'll talk about a lot of things, no doubt, but the main frame of that discussion, so do put it in your diary, 2:30 p.m. It'll be an afternoon on the 12th of August, which is a Monday. And we're going to talk about the Biodiversity Council. Thanks, Stan. I've just got you there. Yes, Murray. Yeah, Murray is telling us Biden is a hero stepping down and VP Kamala is going strong at the moment. Yeah, look, that's the reason I've got in the title of this stream, Are You Coconut Excited? Yeah, I am excited. Today, she's also said something quite optimistic. She released 2 statements today about the Israel-Gaza situation. And the first statement, after she met with Netanyahu, and she released this on the Vice President of the USA letterhead and on that Twitter account, I think it was not very positive. But then on the Harris campaign channels, she released a statement, she Twitter, and then did a video that was released where she was really direct about self-determination for the Palestinians, 2-state solution, pushing Netanyahu to move on the proposal that is in front of the Israel government now. A significant shift in the tone of the language, and we have to accept that, or I have to accept, and I will urge you to bear this in mind when you are viewing American politics, and you can't get any information on the Australian outlets. They just don't cover hardly anything. It's very lazy, considering they have journalists on the ground there. They just seem to watch 2 or 3 other mainstream outlets and parrot whatever they've got over there, whatever they see and hear, and they miss out so much of the nuanced coverage. I'm going to say I've been watching some right-wing American media as well as a lot of the independent stuff. Lots of interesting streams. Someone like Harris has to appeal to centre-right voters, right out to the progressive left of the Democrat Party. She has to straddle a lot of barbed wire fences, is the way I would put it, in an Australian context. It's a difficult coalition to keep happy. And from what I'm seeing so far, she's doing quite well, aided by the crazy things that are happening on the other side. But anyway, we'll talk about that. We've got 100 days still to talk about that. I think there's 104 days to go now. Stan, hello. Stan saying, sorry, have been lurking. You're allowed to lurk, Stan. Uh, also much more Stan is also much more optimistic, which is good. You need to come over to Threads. It's quite good once you find your way and get your following. Yes, I have my Threads here. Just having a look now. Oh, and look, that at the top of my Threads feed. Let's remove that and change it to and sorry folks, I should probably confess I've been getting up super early and catching a couple of live streams from the US. So there we go. There's my Threads. I do have Threads happening, Stan, and of course, Hugh Possum. Hugh Possum is the number one. Who else have we got? I've been getting a lot of these David Attenborough fandom, funny things. Yeah, getting some interesting things. And there's Bruce. There we are. I'll give Bruce a lifer. Bruce. Bruce has just been to Bali. Oh, where do you get the Antarctic Turn? Lifer Antarctic Turn. Port McDonnell. That's interesting, isn't it? Look. What do we got there? Oh, saw this. Been seeing this for years. Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? There we are. Anyway, that's just to show you, Stan, that I am on Threads. What is my account called on Threads? I think it's let me pull it up. How do I get... Oh, there it is. At the Bird Emergency, if you would like to follow on Threads. So there we are. Stan too, I'll let you know. I am still waiting for a follow-up from the solicitor that I mentioned to you. So I'll follow him up again on Monday. Hopefully we can get going. Well, I really do need to follow some people on Threads, don't I? Because I've only got 89 followers on Threads. Certainly, I want to find the time. I've got a few things that I need to do, and I'm prioritising some short videos on YouTube and editing some streams down into shorter videos to release on YouTube and going through all the SEO and everything. Thank you, Stan. Stan, if you follow me, I'll follow you back. I think that's how I've been doing my following on Threads. Seeing who is presented to me. And then, because I think that's what it does, doesn't it? I think I go through, there we go. It asks me, there's Corey Tart. I'll follow Corey. And there's someone called the Bird Nerd. I'll follow that. An Audubon. I'll follow them. So that's basically how I'm doing it with my with Threads. I'm trying to build Blue Sky as well, and I really want to get off off Twitter. I did like streaming to Twitter, and I think I said this on Habitat Gardening on the weekend, but Twitter now wants nearly $18 a month as an upgrade to be able to stream to Twitter. Now, considering all I'm getting on Twitter in my feed is just bots and ads, and they're trying really hard to disguise the ads as legitimate posts. So yeah, we've got to get off that. The other thing too, I've got to put time into, apart from writing doing the Substack, trying to catch up on all the things I've been was wanting to do when I was feeling low. I think that's how we'll put it, feeling low. And I've been analysing the Bird Emergency YouTube channel, and there's so much good material on it, but nobody's seeing it. And people don't go, not many people find the live streams. So I need to get the good things out of the live streams and turn them into shorter videos. And I haven't put out an actual audio podcast episode for so long. So I've been editing them. And so next week, I'll put some podcast episodes out, or I'll schedule them. I'll get the short videos out and scheduled for a while. And then I'm going to start doing some things that you guys may not be interested in, but on the YouTube channel. And that's where I would like you to jump over to, because that's going to get the most attention. Oh, except when I do my usual just Twitch fun streams. But YouTube is going to get things like vlogs and, oh, look, while you're here, tell me this. I've been wanting to reboot. Murray say Australian mainstream media is too Trump focused. Yeah. But not only is it too Trump focused, they miss the main story. They are lazy. When the TV is on here and we're watching news content. Oh, this has been happening all day. Yeah, it has. I've got to restart, don't I? That's annoying. I do know the camera's down, folks. There we are. We're back. There we are. I think I have a little... I'm running an extra hard drive because I've been editing video and I need to do that. And I've got the camera the camera lead is going in through an adapter, and I think the adapter is dodgy. I think that's why that keeps stopping. So I need to buy another lead, don't I? Where were we? I hope you got all of that. I think the audio was okay. What was I going to say? You can hear Shadow out there. What was I going to tell you? Yeah. So, and what I was trying to get organised today with the live stream for both vertical and horizontal is, so when I have all of my, my little like my when I make the overlays for the streams, for the vertical people to get the same material at the same time, I have to prepare everything twice, because I can't show that in vertical in the same way. I need to crop it, and so it fills the vertical frame the right way, and the headings go up the top. And if I'm going to put a news article in, I also need to resize it to link it. So it's a bit of time, but I'll get there. It's just been I had it working today, and then when I restarted the computer, everything was gone again. So anyway, I'm saying anyway. Joe Biden's been saying he was saying anyway all the time. So there we go. Now, what I did want to ask the fabulous Riot Squad, I want to bring back. I was out this morning and I nearly did a first seen and heard. I want to bring that back, and now that it's bearable early in the morning, I want to do a dawn chorus. Is it too early to bring the dawn chorus back? Is it still too cold in your neck of the woods to be out doing an early dawn chorus? Let me know. Just a comment. Tell me DC yes or DC no. Do you want me? Should I wait until springtime? Should I wait until September? It was bearable this morning when I was out at about 6 o'clock, early enough to get the first birds. But the other thing I was thinking of doing is just doing first seen and heard as a quick live stream each day. Maybe not too early, but inviting, and that would be a vertical stream, I think, and then inviting you, yes, you, to join in and just give in a comment your first seen and heard for the morning. Okay. Stan, DC, yes. Okay, good. Well, who's hanging out on the Facebook? I wonder what the Facebooks think. Okay, so Stan, August or September? Tell me that. August is filling up. We're gonna have some very good interviews. Oh, that was the other thing. Thank you, Glenn. Yeah, I don't know what was going on Saturday. I tried a different setup using an old 4-channel audio interface, and I just have a feeling that I just hadn't put something on properly. But anyway, back to the old setup today, and I'll keep playing around and try and get the other one right. So, Stan, maybe warm up in August with a couple leading into September. Well, I've only been doing one dawn chorus in the month because I thought that it was too much to ask everyone to contribute. But I mean, could we do a weekly dawn chorus that also doubled as a wrap up, a summary of first seen and heards? First seen and heard I really like because it gets traction on the shorts and things like that. And the thing is, the whole rationale for me in doing the Bird Emergency, and I went back and I had a look at the catalogue, and if you search, oftentimes many of the things that people search for rare birds, and in Google, it's number one, a bird emergency thing. But I haven't done a good enough job promoting it and getting it out there. So I need, and obviously, I mean, all that time I was away with Millie, even though it was an amazing trip for me, had a great time seeing lots of birds, seeing lots of the country, and seeing lots of birds was fantastic. But that meant almost 12 months went by, and the bird emergency just sat there. And a lot of this stuff in social media land relies on momentum. So, start again. Start again. So I've got 100 interviews that I need to chop up and release as videos rather than as live streams. So we'll do that. But I'd like to promote all of them with First Seen and Heard. So what do you think, folks? First Seen and Heard. Should I do a daily stream that wraps up the First Seen and Heard if I go out and do an early video? I got pretty good traction on Twitter with it, but I think I'd just like to ditch the obligation to do Twitter, and it's easier to do Instagram, Threads, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And if I stream it, I can also get onto Twitch as well, and maybe do some collaborations. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling, aren't I, today? Now, there are 3 other streams coming up, or interviews coming up in August, that I'm excited about. I have been trying for almost 5 years to get Elizabeth, or Biz Bell, onto the show, and Biz has never said no, but Biz works in island restoration, pest eradication, weed eradication on offshore islands. She's based in New Zealand, but has worked right around many places around the world. Finally, we've got a day locked in. Now, that's going to be at 6:30 a.m., which would be 8:30 a.m. in New Zealand, on Monday, the 19th of August. And I'm really looking forward to that. So pop that in your diary. And then on the 23rd of August, doing it's not really a follow-up of the Tawaki project. Now, that's the Fiordland penguin, Fiordland crested penguin. But Jeff White has just completed his PhD as part of the Tawaki project. And Jeff will be talking to me on Friday, the 23rd of August, again coming from New Zealand. So it's early, 8 a.m. And Glenn, thank you. You're happy with weekly. Yeah, I think what I'll do with a stream in this forum will be maybe we'll do Dawn Chorus and First Seen and Heard wrap up as a weekly stream. I think that's what I'll do, and I'll just do a quick short each morning. The way I was doing it, I don't think I missed a day over a year, but I got a bit soft when the weather got cold. I got through the cold weather last year. I was away with Millie when it was cold, wasn't I? So that's why I got through that. I was in the north of Australia. On the 28th of August, again, I'm talking to someone from the other side of the world, talking to someone from the US. Courtney Ellis, who is a photographer and an author and also a podcaster. She has a podcast called The Thing with Feathers. And Courtney has an interesting relationship with birds, quite spiritual. But I found her take to be really interesting. I'm going to do more collaborations with people who are who have podcasts or YouTube channels or are significant Instagram presence, mostly about the broad topic will be their relationship with birds. So Courtney's with me. There's a bunch of other people. I'm just waiting to confirm time. So it should be. I think August and September will be quite interesting. I do notice that I don't have anybody confirmed while the Olympics are on. So that should give me some time to get some other things done. Oh. Excuse me. I shouldn't be doing that, should I? What else did I want to tell you? Tell me if you think this is worthwhile. I've been looking at, and because you guys like coming into the streams, you might not be the people that would consume this, but one of the things I always wanted to do with the bird emergency, and the podcast was a perfect way to do it, was to help people connect with research. But a lot of the things in the research that I find when I'm cruising around Google Scholar is many of the people are not confident to do an interview, sometimes because the language, they don't feel they've got a good enough grip with the language. Sometimes they're just not interested in doing anything like that. So I'm wanting to do videos where I sort of present the summary of some research that I find interesting. So I'll give that a go. But we'll just see. And I want to do some vlogging, but that'll be probably more focused on the Habitat Gardening channel, because it'll be walking around either my neighbourhood or nurseries or gardens, or if I do public gardens, or if I do garden visits, and they'll probably be in a vlog style format to start with until I can maybe find a collaborator. But that's what I'm thinking. So there's a lot on that I'm trying to do, but I'm trying to catch up on all the things that I haven't done. But the first thing is getting these vertical streams sorted. And if I can do them if I can do the streams vertical and record them, it'll cut down on all the work to do short form, like reels and stuff like that. There's just so much. Oh. Excuse me. Now, Glenn's just said that he's found Stan on Threads and followed. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm following Glenn. Am I following Stan on Threads? Let me find that. I'll see who I am following. Where do I find that? Been followed by some weird, I've got to say, some weird people. I'm still not big on this threads interface. Here we are. Oh, there we are. I'm finding some. I'll follow all of these people. Sorry, folks. It's very boring watching me click through the followers on Threads. I'm finding a lot of photographers on Threads, so that's good. Oh, the Birding Beardsman. God, people are building up nice followings, aren't they, on there? I must go through. I wonder if Real Bin Chickens of Sydney. I've got to follow that. Glenn and Glenn, I think you're completely. You don't do the Twitter at all, do you? What about Murray? Are you still with us? What are you doing? Twitter at all? And I think you're right off, aren't you, Stan? There we are. Good. I think the way the Threads algorithm or something works, just the way the app works, I never feel like I'm seeing as much as I would or everything from the people I would like. I always feel like I have to go and that I have to look at Instagram as well or Facebook as well. So, well, there we are. Let's talk Psychom podcast. Who is that? They look like. Oh, I definitely need to get. Can I bookmark posts here? Yes, I can. Okay, good. Oh, need to spend the time looking into that, don't I? Welcome. If you've just, well, I know someone has just popped in. We're just pretty much talking about good social media now for bird content. Okay, thanks, Stan. You gave up Twitter a year ago. Got a bunch of anti-Tesla EV drivers in my feed, as well as lots of other progressives. You have to give it more time and start posting stuff, and it will happen. Yeah, I just need to. I need to make the content, don't I, and get in there. I've been spending most of my time actually contacting people, like writing people letters and trying to get more people onto the show. Who else do you think's really good, Stan? I'll see if I can find them and follow them while we're chatting and killing time. I'm looking for people that I recognise. Glenn saying no Twitter for me, mainly Insta, which feeds to Facebook. My photography Facebook page once a week, also on Threads, but hardly there. post on an Aussie platform called Tipua. It's only small with only 282 members, but very friendly. There's a birding thread. Oh, I might let me search that. Flickr I use all the time. Tipua. Not that I need to find. Not that I need any more things to get on. In Maori mythology, Tipua are a type of differing shaped and often shape-shifting spirit or uncanny thing. Okay. Interesting. How about Blue Sky, folks? Is anyone making an effort? A lot of people are telling me I need to get onto Blue Sky. I think I started an account, but I haven't posted anything there yet. Yeah. Oh, that's the microphone, isn't there? Okay. Okay. Well. Getting a lot of notifications from AI apps lately. Okay. I can't find that. I'm not finding that app, Glenn, or that platform or whatever. Oh, Tim Dolby. Tim Dolby on Threads. I'll give Tim a follow. Yeah, I need to spend some time. Maybe I will. Stan is saying, type in birds in the thread. Yeah, Stan, I was big on Mastodon, but it just didn't take off. Yeah. I just want to rationalise what I'm doing. Maybe I'll just post the same thing, but I kind of think if you're going to put the time into one platform, if you're going to be on them, you may as well take the time to do something good. Glenn, I followed Georgina. I've also reached out to her, so we'll see if anything happens with that. Yes, please do email me a link to Tipua. Blue Sky is the app that's run by the guy who founded Twitter, who created Twitter, Jack Dorsey. And you're on LO, and we are 8, both more of artists. Yeah, there is some cool creator sites, but I'm still not putting enough time into my camera to be showing off my photos yet, but we'll get there. And Murray is Twittering. Yeah, I don't think I'll completely leave Twitter, but I think I will just make it known that Twitter's still good for politics, and I can't drag myself out of it. And look, as we run into election season, and what do we have, two two ministers in Australia retire yesterday, I think the impetus is going to be back on with needing to put some pressure, needing to build some pressure for some real conservation moves. Uh, Glenn says, "Yeah, great. Well, good. If you know Georgina, I'll let you know when I'll follow up." Steve Parish, I'm a big fan of Steve Parish. Admire the way he's been able to commercialise his work. I mean, books and calendars and stuff's really great. Hello, Vicky. Vicky stopped all social media posts at the moment. Time not on my side. I'm feeling the same, Vicky. I haven't posted anything of any great import recently, but I'll tell you what I have been really enjoying, Vicky, and I hope you have been looking too. The Australian Bird ID Facebook page has been fantastic lately. I don't generally chip in on it at all, but I love seeing the new bird watchers, the people who are just getting into bird watching, who are posting or requesting IDs for birds that we all know, we're familiar with. But it's great that knowing how much pleasure and excitement these people are getting by identifying a crested tern or a grey thrike thrush or a juvenile golden whistler. Been a lot of fun. That's been energising me. Once I get on top of a lot of the backlogs of things. Oh, thanks. Murray's just started following me on Threads, so that's good. That's great. Thank you, Murray. I just got the notification popped up on the phone. So you want to catch up on things I want to expand. Some of the short video stuff on the bird emergency to be about rediscovering the joys of bird watching. It's just been too easy to get mired in the echo grief and the despondency. It's hard to pull out of it because I'm still not seeing any significant moves on the Australian front, and certainly it doesn't look good in New Zealand for conservation. So we just need to keep building pressure, I guess, and finding the best way to do it. I'm just looking through some of the Threads accounts. Geez, there's not that many who have really busted through and got. Oh, Mindy Kaling's just come up in my feed. Now she's got 837,000 followers, and I've just seen another one with 46,000. But most of them are quite small in my. I didn't search any of them. These are just the suggesteds that popped up for me. But let's have a look at what the love heart means. Okay, I can follow Murray back. Yeah. Originally Nick. Okay. That's probably been the most uh, boring streaming I've done. I'm not even showing you the screen, am I? All right, well, folks, unless some, uh, you've got a good bird bird watching story or a bird spotting story that you would like to share with me, I'm going to keep. I'm going to see if I can find any more. What does that mean? Mentions posts. Let's see who else has followed. Oh, I want to follow it there. I thought I did follow them the other day. Uh, and if you're seeing on my list that I'm not following uh, people back immediately, it's because if I don't know who they are, I do go and check their account. So, um, that's follows. Who's been mentioning? Has anyone mentioned me? Glenn has. Deb has. Okay, I'm following Deb. That's good. Okay, very good. Uh, yes, good on you, Murray. I saw that you followed, and I've followed you back. Um, Gee, this. I think is that the Canadian fire again? I think it is on here. Oh no, this is the cat. This is California. So let's. So that's the fire in California that I was mentioning. So that's pretty big. I haven't seen much coverage of what's going on in. I mean, there's fires uh, in Africa. I think at the moment there's fires in Europe. There's fires in. Uh, Now I don't even know. I haven't seen if um, if there's still fires in WA. Uh, oh, Vanessa Perrotta. I'll follow Vanessa. I'll follow Deadly Science as well. Uh, oh, good. Nick. Uh, it's interesting what gets put in your feed, isn't it? I can't resist. I can't resist. This has just popped up. I do like this. This just popped up in my feed. Uh, Nothing can ever stop this man from fighting for our country, except when he dodged the going to Vietnam twice with bone spurs. Uh, um, oh, that was pretty good news today. Oh, oh that looks like a good follow. Uh, Real bin chickens. It's a lonely existence for some. All right. All right. Well, folks, I think I'm going to spend. Threads has the best politics. Okay. Well, the only account that I'm following on Threads at the moment that seems to be political is Matt Binder. Um, can we message each other on Threads? Uh, Maybe not on the web app. I don't know. I'm on the web app here. Oh, what's this? I know that's the starter thread. Um, oh, yeah, I'm liking this one. Yeah, that's. Uh, I think I'm going to agree with you uh, about the politics. Oh, that's all the one thread. Okay. Um, oh, there we are. New York Plover Project. Uh, Stan, if you're still here, recommend me some thread people if you can work out. I haven't seen how to message people each other on threads yet. I'll spend some time playing around with it. Um, I was going to say enjoy the fires, but no, the fires are awful. Um, but yeah, do go and enjoy that. Thanks for popping in. I am going to. Is it? I'm going to pull the pin too, folks. Nice to see you again, Vicky, and you, Murray, too. It's been good to see you back in. Uh, Maybe some of you will be here for Habitat Gardening tomorrow. Habitat Gardening tomorrow, I'm just going to feature um, uh, a few uh, a few of my gold, silver, and bronze medal plants that I think are worthy of. Oh, Stan's telling me to do my own work. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. Thanks, Stan. Uh, yeah, I'm just going to talk about some easy to grow, easy to find um, gold medal plants that have got good habitat value. Gold medal, silver medal, bronze medal, and also a couple of gadgets. Gadgets that I think are worthy to have, or maybe fixtures. That's probably a better word. Fixtures that you should have in your habitat garden. Okay, folks, thanks for joining me. We didn't really do much news. We'll get this vertical stream thing sorted out, and then we'll do something fun and informative on Monday. But uh, Stan, how hard is that nowadays to completely divest? I did it many, many, many years ago, but that was part of shrinking my life down. I imagine it'd be really difficult if you didn't. Well, I imagine it's really hard to find an appropriate super fund. So many of them are being caught out with the whole greenwashing and not living their values. Thanks, Stan. Thanks, Murray. Thanks, Glenn. Thanks, Vicky. And Cammy. I must drop Cammy a line. Cammy, hopefully is. Yeah, sure, it can be done. If you've got the choice, I think for your super. I'm well out of super from employer or anything like that. So last time I was getting superannuation contributions from an employer, I had no choice about which fund I was in, but I know that's all different now. Okay, let's do something fun and interesting next week. Tomorrow, habitat gardening. Thanks, everyone. I'm going back to trying to figure out how to get all these concurrent streams working. Cheers.